For over 20 years, the Diocese of Pensacola-Tallahassee has held an annual summer house for its seminarians, especially those who are earlier in their years of formation. For the last several years, the Diocesan Summer House has been held in Tallahassee, at a home originally occupied by Bishop Gracita, our first bishop. The summer house exists for a variety of purposes. The first is really that we grow in prayer and relationship with God. In order to do this, we spend our time daily at Mass here in our chapel. We also pray the daily Liturgy of the Hours together, morning, evening, and night prayer. And we also spend times of extended adoration and holy hours here in this chapel, growing together in our love for the Lord.
A particular grace of the summer house is the community time that we spend with one another.
Every morning during the week, we spend time together in exercise, not only trying to improve our bodies, but also our teamwork and our fellowship. Popular sports include basketball and volleyball, but we also spend time running and walking, and ping pong has even become quite popular here in the summer house. An important aspect of the Diocesan Summer House is the idea of brotherhood and fellowship. And so for this reason, we spend so much of our time together during these weeks in which we live in the summer house, praying together, working together, playing together, growing together, and learning together.
Every week we have a new priest that comes in, and with that we go through a book all together in the house. And my favorite book this summer has been a collection of unpublished homilies from Pope Benedict XVI, all on love. And Monsignor Slade Crawford has been going through that with us, and it's been such a wonderful time reading through those. But we also go out into the parishes and do a lot of wonderful pastoral ministry that gives a lot of life to us.
Throughout the week, we do various activities of pastoral work in order to help us grow in our love for God and His people. On Sunday evenings, we would join the youth group at Good Shepherd Parish here in Tallahassee, participating in their activities through games and fun, but also by sharing our witness of faith with the young teenagers who are there, and also learning about very profound lives of faith, not only of those teenagers, but also of the volunteers, the youth ministers, and the priests who are there serving at the parish. On Tuesday evenings, we've spent our time doing a book study on Mere Christianity. We've split up into 3 different parishes, Good Shepherd, Blessed Sacrament, and St. Thomas More, and we share the words of C.S. Lewis, discuss these different concepts, trying to get into really the heart of what it means to be Christian, that surrender, that giving up of your life to Christ in order to let Christ grow in you. And then on Thursdays, we split up between Joseph House, which is a diocesan initiative to help former inmates become reintroduced in society.
And I think the biggest point that I've learned from it is the beauty and the dignity and the value of the human person.
It's a really particularly beautiful place because you see that God works through all sorts of circumstances. And we also go to Good News Outreach, which is a local community of those who are in need of special assistance for housing, and we're doing various yard work, working on roofs and cleaning things up in order to improve their lives and to really show us that work and that prayer that St. Benedict talked about are an essential part of what it means to be a Christian.
The advice that I would give to someone discerning a vocation would be to place all of your hopes, dreams, and desires on the altar and offer them up to God, and really open your heart up to whatever God has for you in your life, to really put aside what you want and really to take a step and ask God, okay, what is it that you desire for my life?
If I were to give a piece of advice to someone who was discerning God's will for his or her life, I would say that the first thing that one must operate from is a sense of trust. And it took me a long time to grow in that trust of God and His will. And I know that a couple of years ago, I attended my first diocesan discernment retreat, and it was there that I really felt at peace for the first time after struggling with this sense of a call for most of my life. I felt this profound sense of peace that I could at least take this step of going to seminary and trying this out and seeing what God had in store for me. This growing sense of love of this life that I'm considering, and this greater sense of love for God's people as well. I was a youth minister and a teacher for so long that I really already had kind of a sense of what it meant to have a particular mission to care for a certain group of people, and I've just felt my heart expand so much in the past 2 years since joining seminary.
I just want to thank the benefactors and all those who are able to make the summer house possible. This is my second year participating in the St. Joseph House of Prayer and Formation, and it's been so fulfilling for me as a person, as a man, not only discerning priesthood, but just growing deeper into who God is calling me to be and calling me to greater holiness.
I also want to take the time to thank all of you here in the Diocese of Pensacola-Tallahassee for your prayers and support. So many times when I'm down at the seminary, missing home, missing my family, missing being here with you, I receive cards and letters with support of prayers and even financial donations, and it's amazing how much I feel loved by the people of God here in this diocese, and how grateful I am for their support, because without that, it would be so much more difficult to really discern this path ahead. We appreciate all your support, and be assured of our prayers both now and for the rest of our lives.